talking about Thanksgiving, talking about the holidays, how to indulge healthfully. So let's talk about wines, Jamie.
Absolutely.
You and I are big fans of bubbles.
I love bubbles.
Even when we go to like weddings and stuff, we go for Prosecco, we go for champagne, and it's not because we're snooty, it's because that has lower alcohol.
It does, and right, the effects don't hit you.
Right, it's not like drinking a 12, 13, 14% wine, 15% wine. You're drinking maybe wine that's 8, 9%. So the alcohol effect is a lot less. You still are socially having a drink in your hand. So
and it's more festive too. I find it to be very festive. It's a celebratory drink to me, so I feel like celebrating quite frequently, and I love bubbles.
Right, exactly. Bubbles are the way to go. Bubbles are the first choice. But let's talk about some white wines now.
Absolutely.
Let's see. Riesling, of course, I think is probably the #1 turkey wine.
Probably. More on the sweet. I don't personally like sweet Rieslings, but most people like the sweeter.
Like the sweet.
You know, I think a bone dry Riesling or semi-dry.
Semi-dry is the way to go.
Would go the best with a turkey.
With the whole meal.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
With the whole meal.
The whole meal.
Because the semi-dry has just a touch of acidity, a little bit of the sweetness, and if it's a good semi-dry, it's a beautifully balanced wine, which is important. Gewürztraminer, but again, Gewürztraminers can go sweet. So
there are some dry ones.
There are some dry ones. There are some bone dry ones. Sauvignon Blanc.
My favorite.
Your favorite.
My favorite. I love Sauvignon Blancs. I would definitely go with a New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc, but that's just my personal opinion. That's my favorite.
And I would personally go with a California.
Right, so completely different flavors, but Sauvignon Blanc has that fruitness, the fruit forwardness that you would go really well with anything that you're serving on Thanksgiving.
Now, Pinot Grigio, we're not fans of Pinot Grigio. We're fans of Pinot Gris.
Pinot Gris?
G-R-I-S, Pinot Gris, G-R-I-S, from Oregon, from Alsace, from different parts of the world. The Mount Difficulty Pinot Gris from New Zealand is phenomenal. We love that. But Pinot Grigio tends to be a lighter-bodied wine. That's really the most popular wine out there, I think, and people just like it because it's easy.
Mount Beautiful.
The Mount Beautiful.
Mount Beautiful.
Mount Beautiful, but I'm talking about the just Pinot Grigio in general right now. Pinot Grigio is a lighter-bodied wine that's just easy to drink, and it's a crowd pleaser. A lot of people who drink wine I don't want to say a better wine drinker, but people who like more body to their wine will veer away from Pinot Grigio. So,
but Pinot Grigios are light, so they'll go with just about anything.
They'll go with just about anything, right? They'll take anything.
Absolutely.
You know, you can't pair up a steak or something with Pinot Grigio, but turkey would be fine. And there are some nicer Pinot Grigios. Don't get me wrong. Italy makes some really
very nice
Pinot Grigios that have more minerality to it, more body. But typically Pinot Grigio is more like a thinner bodied wine, like a thinner bodied beer, like a lager versus an ale. Red wines.
I think personally Pinot Noirs go really well with Thanksgiving dinner. I don't drink Pinot Noirs very often, but I like a good Pinot Noir. You know, lots of lighter style, lighter body. They tend to have a little bit of fruit in them. So I definitely think that, you know, Pinot Noirs are a good choice for Thanksgiving.
Pinot Noir is probably hands down the easiest wine to pair and crowd please
and most
for
people
Thanksgiving.
will like it. So if you were to put a Sauvignon Blanc and a Pinot Noir on the table, or a Riesling, most people are going to enjoy those wines.
Right. Now we talked about, of course, we're on to reds, but there's so many more whites, and there's going to be so many more reds that we can talk about.
We're just picking and highlighting a few that we think, you know, would go with the Thanksgiving dinners.
Right. But don't forget, like a crisp Albarino from Spain.
Yes, and a Viognier.
The thing is, if you like the wine, then you're going to like the wine with food. If you don't like Riesling, don't try to get a Riesling that you're going to experiment with on a day. Get a wine that you're familiar with. We always tell people at the restaurant at Aroma Time, first question is, what do you like to drink? Because we're not going to push something on you that you don't like. You don't
normally drink.
Right. We're not.
If you're looking for something different, great, but not if you typically drink a specific wine.
Right. We're not going to try to fool you or get you out of your comfort. If you want us to get out of your comfort zone, we will.
We'll help you.
We'll help you, but we're not going to do it like oh, we're going to trick him because he doesn't drink Pinot Noir. We'll show him. It's not like that.
Right.
You like red Zins.
I love Zins. If I were to choose a red wine, it would be a Zin or a Syrah Shiraz.
Yeah.
I love Zinfandels. I think they got excuse me, spiciness to them, bitter. They're just so
they're jammy,
delicious. Some of them are jammy, some of them are not. But I really like a Zinfandel.
Shiraz, without saying,
Absolutely.
New Zealand Shirazes are going to be more jammy, more fruit packed. But Syrah comes from France as well, from the Rhone region, and from, of course, California, and really from anywhere now. Really, the traditional wine of this season is Beaujolais Nouveau.
Right. It's French, and it comes out on the 3rd Thursday of November.
Something like that.
Yep, it's released from France on the 3rd Thursday
and
of
they
November.
fly it over in a jet, and it's this whole big thing, because it celebrates this year's harvest. And Thanksgiving is celebrating this year's crop as well, and it's Thanksgiving, it's a time of thanks. So in Beaujolais, in France, they do this year's harvest. They make a small batch to get a preview and celebrate this year's bounty. So the concept of Beaujolais Nouveau and Thanksgiving go hand in hand.
Absolutely.
Beaujolais to begin with are going to be easier drinking wines. Lighter, easier. Not, some of them are lighter, some of them aren't. But
fruity?
A little bit of fruit, but just easier to drink in general. But the Beaujolais Nouveau is definitely going to be a light, fruitier red wine. Not sweet, but fruitier. A lot of people mistake when they sweet for fruit. Because you can have a wine that has good amount of fruit in it that's not sweet.
Right.
Okay. And you can have wines that have a lot of fruit and a lot of sweetness.
Right.
So, so that's really the rundown. Now, something that doesn't fit in the white or the red category is rosé.
Rosés can go either way.
Rosés, now don't think of a sweet rosé, because they do make sweet rosés, but they also make bone dry rosés. And I'm a huge rosé fan in the summertime, because I can get the body of a red and the lightness of a white.
Right.
And for something like turkey, it's not red meat, right? So that doesn't go, you don't need that bold of a wine, but you might want something that has a little more
body,
to it.
a little bit more a little different.
A little different, a little more characteristics of a red wine without going heavy. So rosé for Thanksgiving is one of them. I would actually gravitate towards a rosé first.
Probably. I would probably venture to say that'd be a really nice start with your meal.
Yes.
So one of the things that I think most people actually forget about is dessert wines.
Oh, yes.
Right? Ports, things that can go with dessert.
Absolutely.
Right? Because I think that's a great option of something to bring as a gift.
As a gift, yes, like a Sauterne.
Like a Sauterne
or a late harvest Riesling. We're in New York. New York is world renowned for our Rieslings. So is Germany, of course. But New York is incredible Riesling. So bring something local.
Yeah.
Get something, if you're in New York or wherever you're from, see if there's a local dessert wine. All 50 states make wine.
Or even just wine in general, right? A local wine or dessert wine.
Right. I mean, like I said, 50 states now make wine. So you can definitely get something. I'm not sure how good all the wine is, but it's interesting and nostalgic. We have a lot of people at the restaurant that come in that are traveling all year long.
Right.
And they come in, they want to taste something that's local. I'm in New York, I want to drink and eat local. So, if that's what your guests are after, if you want to experiment with it, or if you know something that's local that you like, enjoy it.
Enjoy it.
Because Thanksgiving is celebrating the bounty of the season, and nothing like supporting local on top of all of the good food that you're going to do. So great. Hope these Thanksgiving tips helped.
Absolutely. One more thing I just want to add in there. Beer.
Oh.
Right?
Beer.
We forget. Beer. Bring beer. Bring some good beer to go with your Thanksgiving meal. Do something local. Go and buy some local beers.
A growler. Go get a growler of beer.
Yeah.
You can get growlers of beer at either the brewery itself or at a restaurant. Like, we sell a lot of growlers, and that would be a perfect
addition to your Thanksgiving meal.
Thanksgiving, yep. A lot of people love beer. The craft beer movement has taken over.
Sure has.
So indulge in some good local beer too. So I'm Chef Marcus Giuliano.
And Jamie.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in, I should say. However you're finding this, thanks for tuning in. If you like our videos,
and have a happy Thanksgiving.
Have a great Thanksgiving.
Have a good Thanksgiving. Enjoy your friends and family, and be thankful for all of the things that you have.
Great. So definitely pass this on, share it, and don't forget to like us.